Hello everyone, this is Nikolai Equals, and in this video we are talking about 9-centered energetic system of human. Take a seat and we will discuss why it's interesting, why it's necessary, and what issues to know this information, and what kind of usage can we withdraw from this short but very useful video. Let's go. Before 1879, humanity has 7-centered energetic system. It means that we had from the bottom to the uprising energy flow according to through 7 so-called chakras or energy centers. In the year of the Uranus planet discovery, humanity energy system transformed, mutated into 9-centered energy system. It means we became the others. We became transitional human beings to the next rasa on Earth called Raves. Since that moment, the humanity passed through the deepest mutation, and on a planet started to come new genetic type called in human design projectors. Our energy systems from the bottom raising to the up, to the head, to the Sahasrara chakra energy flow, transformed to the 9-centered energy system, to human that is going to express himself in this life, on Earth, in daily routine, express its self-awareness and become more self-conscious and effective human being. If you're looking on a body graph, this is exactly the title of the 9-centered energy system. We can see 9 geometrical figures like triangles, squares. Some of them are colored in, some of them not. What does it mean? Let's get deeper into that. All this so-called spaceship picture describes our energy system, and each geometry figure that we can see on a body graph is connected to our body, to our organs, to our health system. It means that to be correct, to live your body graph, to let flow the energy through all the energy centers in body graph is a topic and a crucial important issue to be healthy mental, physically and spiritually. Let's get deeper into the body graph and classify all these geometry figures. Let's describe why some of them colored in and some of them not. What are the lines? What are the dots or points on the body graph? What does these numbers mean? Let's get started from the general classification of energy centers in a body graph. The first that we should know about the body graph is that we have 2 pressure centers, the head center and the root centers. These centers are connected with the stress, with the mental activity, and with the physical need and routine dealing with the stress that motivate us in a daily life. The next 2 centers are motors. 4 motors like root, sacral, ego, and solar plexus centers. It means that if person have defined or colored in these geometry figures or objects, it is full of energy, and the more motor centers are colored in, the more energetic person becomes. It provides us very practical conclusion that human beings without colored in or defined motor centers are not born to be active, to be energetic, to be motivated. They come for something else. They are not unfortunately concerned to our topic of this video. But the more motors person has defined or colored in his body graph, more powerful, full of energy he has. And it means that the more responsibility covers him, wants him to be self-aware and routine life, because more speed and more energy in one hand provide us more possibilities, and in the other hand provide us more danger and risks. This is, like in sport car. The deeper you push gas, the faster you moves, and the quicker you should think and control your supercar. Next, we have 3 awareness centers: splenic, physical awareness, intuition, instincts of survival. Ajna, mental awareness center. Mental is the thoughts, is the ideas, is the opinions. And the emotional, the center of the whole evolution at the moment. Whole universe wants us to evolve emotional intelligence, emotional awareness. You can just compare, cinemas or films in 50s, 60s or 70s and nowadays. Nowadays it becomes much more philosophical, psychological, deep, emotionally frustrated and fulfilled. In the previous time when I see, 16 cinemas, they just shouting. They have no idea how to express their emotion. They're just funny, excited and over-motivated. Next, we have one identity center, so-called G center. This half-rotated square provides us feeling of our own direction. Who am I on the deepest level? On a deepest level to understand who to be, how to feel. Do I direct in my direction? Do I move and live my life or not? Or something went wrong? I'm not a right place. I'm not with the right people, because if that, you are obliged to think wrong thoughts and to do the wrong things. The wrong things for you, because the place, direction is what you love. Therefore, G center is also the center of love. But we'll get deeper in a special video about G center. And the last but not the least, throat center. Throat center is the center of expression, the center of actions, the center of words, and of course, manifestation. We are here not just to be in bliss and fly away on a sky behind the clouds. We are here to be realized in this real life. That's the exact and principal difference between 7-centered energy system and 9-centered energy system. Because the 7-centered energy system, it's a life of saint human, and the life of 9-centered energy system is a life of a real human. Human that express his mental pressure coming through the ajna, providing us ideas and expressing these ideas and opinions, and passing by whole the bottom energy from the root, sacral, emotional, splenic and other centers to express there in form, in Maya. Now let's get a bit deeper into the colored or uncolored type of centers. If the center colored in, it means that he is stable. His energy is stable. He's all the time the same. It has the same direction yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It means that we can stress on, we can put on and step on this energy. We can rely on it. It's a reliable energy. One of the defined centers, early or later, becomes our decision-making center. By using its stability, we can stress on it, we can put on and make correct for us decision. This is like, push-ups. When you push-ups, you can do it only with your arms that are stable and exist anytime. It's not possible to make push-ups when you're not really sure whether this hand will be in the next time, in the next moment, or maybe disappear. This is the same that we do all the time in our daily life when we're trying to use our undefined or open center to make decisions. It's useless because we never know. We never know, can we rely on it at the same time? If their energy high or low, if it goes right now or it goes left, it's unstable. The deepest mistake that I meet in my practical of human design consulting as analyst, I can say that people still think two wrong things. The first one, that the defined center is better than undefined, but that's not true. That's impossible to think. Everywhere there are own pros and cons. Defined centers has its stability, but it's a bit douchey. And it's a bit dull because it all the time, every day, year by year, the same. Undefined centers can feel a lot of energies, huge range of emotions, thoughts, love, kinds of love. And in the end, finally, it becomes smart. It gains wisdom because through the whole life, undefined or open centers went through a lot of types of energies in its topic or type. It's very convenient to understand. And the second mistake is to think that undefined center doesn't exist. Sometimes I can hear from projectors or manifestors that I don't have sacral, I don't have center, I don't have splenic. That's nowhere. That's impossible. I always answer that you'll be dead if you don't have sacral. Because sacral is a living life energy. Sacral is the solar energy that feeling everything and provide us to be alive and so forth. So undefined or open centers are beautiful themselves on their own, and there is no reason to compare whether it's better or worse to have defined or undefined or open center. By the way, what's the difference between defined and open centers? Open center is a completely white center. There is no activations or so-called dormant gates. If you see in a white center some dots, some so-called gates or hexagrams, it means that this is undefined centers. That's more correctly to say that this is called undefined center, and these type of gates are called dormant gates. Dormant gates are the gates that are sleeping. They are sleeping when center will not be conditioned by others' aura that has the defined center where it sleeps, or defined or conditioned by the transit weather. Transits of planet can bring us defined centers, can bring us phase gates, can bring us channels to activate these dormant gates. This is very interesting potential in our energetic system. So people that has dormant gates in their body graphs should match these conditions, these surroundings, these people that dormant gates wakes up with. And what about these lines? These lines are called life forces or channels. Channels is the very serious aspect of Bodygraph. It's a pure talent. It's a pure life force. It's a pure individuality strength that you can stress on, you can put on it. You can use it all the time. I compare it with office bulbs, with a general light that lights up rooms or offices 24/7, all the time. You can always rely on it. You can always use it. This is your super strength. How do you think? Is it useful to know that information? I think it's precious. And the last aspect that I would like to negotiate with you today is the conditioning. We already touched it really shallow, but now let's get deeper into that. Conditioning is a very interesting aspect of the Bodygraph relationships. Conditioning is like a frequency interference, when frequency of one center interfere with the center undefined. What finally we can see? We can see resonance. Undefined or open center finally starts to resonate with the defined center. We can see conditioning in different type of energies, in different type of human life. Whether one spouse has undefined solar plexus or the other one defined solar plexus, when they meet each other in the evening, who's in charge of the emotional atmosphere in the room? How do you think? For sure, the person with the defined solar plexus center. Because it drives, it leads emotional energy to their couple. And if it's in an up position, if your emotions went up and he or she is happy, laughing, the evening is gonna be really good and overwhelming. And if the defined solar plexus center comes back home in a down position of the emotional wave, it's better not to touch. Undefined center, the same moment feels something went wrong, something's bad. My spouse sad or frustrated, and the answer is don't touch her, let him go. This is not today. Today is the bad idea to communicate a lot. Today is a bad idea to try to shake up your spouse, to help or to save. Conditioning is a huge part of human design knowledge. And going deeper and deeper, understanding what energy system do we have, how to they interfere or relate to each other, provide us a lot of information that we can use in our private life, that we can use in our business life and creative life. So thus we have 9 center energy system. Let's just make some conclusions. Why it's necessary, why it's useful to know this information, to understand your type of energy systems, and what takeovers can we withdraw from this information in a nutshell to be practical and effective. I would say the first one is the health. Nothing is actual without health. Health is the center of our daily life. And as I said already in the beginning, health system is toughly connected with the bodygraph, with energy system. So if you are not correct, if you overstress, overpush your any kind of energy system, you'll have problem with the connected organs, with the connected health system in your human body. And if you do have it already now, you have the opportunity to find the problem in a plan of bodygraph, to find it and to solve it, to become correct by living your design and following the strategy and authority. The second one, you become more effective. Why? Because you're starting to take better and better, more and more correct decision. Decision making, knowing your bodygraph system, knowing what is stable and what is unstable, what is defined and what is undefined is precious and provides you information how to understand what do and to understand what does body knows, because body knows everything. And the third aspect of knowing bodygraph that provide us some really useful is knowing yourself. Is your self-positioning, is your self-expression, is your manifestation to the external world and your surrounding. How many times were you asked about what are your super strengths? Please tell me about your talents. Please tell me about what are you good in. What did you answer? Are you sure? Or this is just mental constructions? Human design and knowing your energy system and bodygraph provide us information, knowing, basis, ability to try it and test it, to be 100% sure in what you are good at. So I think there is a lot of reason to get deeper and deeper to our energy system and 9-centered energy system or bodygraph. I hope this video stressed on some useful and maybe already known but forgotten aspects of living your design concerning to bodygraph energy system. See you on a next special videos about specific energy centers. Thank you for watching, and this was professional human design analyst Nikolai Eccles. Bye for now.